the story that Mark Norman told about getting Xanax while he was in San Antonio.
Davey, defend yourself, Davey.
I was the one that gave it to him.
You gave it to him.
I did, yeah.
He almost murdered Mark Norman.
What?
I didn't
happened?
almost.
What happened?
Flying to San Antonio on Thursday. The guy picks me up. He goes, "Where you staying?" I go, "Here's the address." And he's the host. And he's like this cool guy. He's got a Mercedes. He's got spiky hair. He's got aviator glasses on. He's got a sexy look. And it turns out he's like an ex-addict who's like got his shit together. Now he works for some pharmaceutical company. He's a fucking millionaire. Yeah, he's hosting. So he goes, "Hey, I'll drive you to your hotel." He picks me up. He's like, "What's shaking? Pussy." You know, he's that guy. He's cool as hell. And before we get to the gig, I meet up with Andrew, and the guy texts me, goes, "Hey, you need anything from the green room?" I said, "Tequila, fruit, and Xanax."
Mark had asked me, I asked Mark if he needed anything. And he was like, "Yeah, tequila, fruit tray, and Xanax." I was like, "Bet, I got you."
I was like, "Oh, wow." I was kind of half joking about the Xanax, but fuck it. So I show up, big bottle of Patron, big fruit plate, and he hands me these 3 or 4 big pills. I have them. I'll show them to you.
And who's he again?
He's the ex-addict.
Yeah. And I got him a good bottle of tequila, Patron Silver, you know, made sure it was up to par. And I also got him Xanax. And it was good Xanax. I knew the guy that got it for me. I'm not going to say his name or anything, but they were Green Hulks.
This is the MC,
Yes.
who's a former addict,
Yes.
handing out drugs.
Well, I asked for him. Maybe I shouldn't be giving his
handing
name
him
out. Maybe we could beep that, Shelbo. I'm giving his name out.
I didn't say his last name, but yeah.
I described him to a T. Oh, boy. I don't want to get that. This is all my fault. I don't want to get this. I don't want him on any blame on him.
All right.
But they're called Green Hulks. And apparently, this is like the medicinal top of the line, you know, PTSD guy Xanax or whatever.
All right.
And I'm like, I don't know anything. But he just go, "Here you go. Here's your Xanax. Here's your tequila. Here's your fruit. Here's your hand job and whatever." So I go, "Great." We do the shows. We go out drinking at this place called Tucker's. We drink tequila all night. Tons of shots. High five at everybody. Texas is so fun. It's a freewheeling attitude.
I brought him a full bottle of Patron.
Yeah.
That was gone. We go to the bars. He continues to drink, and he gets pretty fucked up. Like, he's drunk. And I left at like probably 1:30 or maybe 1 a.m.
And I'm heading home back to the Red Roof. And I go, well, want to get some good sleep tonight? Pop them in.
All right.
And then I don't remember anything.
It's a good size pill.
Yeah,
I mean, there's the footballs, there's school buses, there's the traditional blue bars, there's Green Hulks. They were good. They were fine. You know, I didn't test them, but I knew where they came from. And yes, this is medicinal grade, right? So the Green Hulks are notoriously strong. I used to do them all the time. I used to mix Green Hulks and heroin. And it was incredible. It's fucking, I mean, just amazing. So I get these for Mark. I give them to him.
How much into do you have to be when like heroin's not enough? I gotta up this.
This isn't doing it for me anymore.
What's the ceiling and beyond?
Yeah.
Then I'm waking up to a hotel guy, like a bellhop or whatever lady, and she's like, "Leave now. You got to leave." You know, it's noon, and she's rolling me over. I don't remember any of this. So apparently I got my act together enough to where I could pack up, and I went into the lobby and just fell asleep in the lobby on a chair. And so apparently my phone's going nuts. Andrew Youngblood's like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?" So eventually he calls the hotel, and he goes, "Hey, I'm looking for my friend. We're supposed to meet up." And she goes, "Is it Mr. Norman?" And he goes, "Yeah." And she goes, "Yeah, he's sitting here in the lobby." And he's like, "Oh, can I talk to him?" She goes, "Mr. Norman, Andrew wants to talk to you." And I go, "I'll call him later." And I went back to sleep in this chair. So then 3 hours goes by. I'm still sleeping there. He's like, "Fuck, something's up." So he just calls back and he goes, "Is he still in the lobby?" And they go, "Yeah, you better come get him." And he's like, "Why do you tell me that in the first place?" "Because I'm in the fucking Red Roof under the overpass and everybody's a crackhead in this neighborhood."
I get a call the next day. It's Youngblood, the guy he does some of his shows with, and he's like, "Hey, what did you give Mark last night?" And I was like, "Xanax?" And he was like, "Yeah, but what was in it?" I was like, "Xanax?" And he's like, "Well, he's fucked up. He's fucked up in the lobby right now of the hotel." And I was
The
like,
next
"Oh,
day?
shit." Yeah, next morning. Wow.
He
Yeah.
just slept in the lobby, right?
He's in the lobby, super fucked up.
There's no way Mark's paying for a late checkout.
Certainly
I
not.
told you, low key Jew.
So I asked
He's still
Youngblood.
fucked up the next day by 11.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're just sleeping in the. They let you sleep in the
They
lobby.
let me sleep in the
I'm surprised
lobby.
they didn't call the police on you.
White priv,
Policia.
I guess, but yeah, I mean, I'm still clothed. I'm just in a chair, like, you know, and so they're like, wow, okay, whatever. So he shows up and he's like, what the fuck? He said I had like 3 water bottles holding like this because apparently they kept giving me water or something. They thought I was dead. And I don't remember any of this. And he's like, all right, we got to walk you around. He said he picked me up. He's walking me around. He said my feet were dragging like an old man. I was legless. I don't remember any of this.
So I asked Youngblood, I was like, well, how much did he take? And he asked Mark, he was like, how much did you take? And Mark goes, 1. And I was like, wait, he drank all that tequila, got fucked up, and then took a full bar?
That's on you. You got to split it.
Bro.
He doesn't know. Although
He doesn't.
if he asked for Xanax, you'd think he would know.
That was my assumption going in. Is like, oh, he knows his Xanax,
an
so
expert
here you
Xanax
go,
user.
right? Well, he was fucked up all day. We had to postpone the shows that night because he was so fucked up.
Still by 7, 8
He
p.m.
missed the first
Oh
show,
yeah,
didn't he? Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, when you drink that much and then take a full bar and you're not used to taking that amount of Xanax, you're gonna be fucked up.
We got 2 shows tonight, and everybody's like, cancel the shows, cancel the shows. My phone's blowing up. We pushed the show to 8. We show up. I pound some fruit. I'm kind of coming to. I go out there, or he goes out and sets the whole table. I come out. I'm like Anna Nicole Smith's husband. I'm just like, and I'm like Hugh Hefner on his last dying day. I'm like, just Biden level of cohesion.
But he's still recovered.
Yeah, I saw that.
He did
So,
it, dude.
yeah.
He fought, and
did
That's
a good
another
job.
thing
It
that
was a
tracks
good
about
show.
Mark Norman.
the
He ain't gonna
first
cancel
show,
a spot.
he definitely repeated a couple jokes, so he was still fucked up. But the second show, he fucking ripped, and
That's
even
the
the
one I
first
saw.
show, like he crushed. It was crazy.
And I go out there and I'm like, and somebody brings me a seat. And I sit down for a second. I get back up.
Oh,
and
you
I
sit down.
Well, I had to.
That's
I
the
was
worst
woozy.
thing I've ever heard.
By the end of it, it was a bomb because I had like lost all my energy and I kept repeating jokes and saying
Oh, my
I was
God.
flubbing.
Joe reacted very negatively to it. Called me a fucking idiot, you know, like a piece of shit.
He's
like,
sober.
all this stuff. Yeah, and
He's-
as am I.
he's-
As
yeah.
am I. Yeah.
You're lucky you're alive.
I know.
mean, this is really, really stupid behavior.
Well, I mean, we've all taken a Xanax.
A Xanax is a Xanax. This is a drug that some fucking idiot gave you.
Well, he's a nice kid.
I'm
and-
sure he's a nice guy, but he's giving out drugs unsolicited, which is
Right.
a crime, I might add. So we'll take his name out, but
Yeah,
he's
we should
committing
take
a
his name
crime
out.
for sure.
I asked for it, but yeah.
So
You
then
should have. Hold on. Let me think if you should have split it for him.
He should have never gotten fucking drugs in the first place.
No,
He's
if
not
somebody
a
asked you for
drug dealer.
drugs, you can get it for him.
Nah, he's not a drug dealer. I wouldn't.
Joe called me an asshole. Yeah, you know, all this shit.
You
and-
maybe should have split it, but no, I'm trying to think.
But see, at first I didn't agree with you, but then I kind of thought about it. Like you're not a dealer, so if somebody approached me
Well, I
wanting
mean,
some
but if you-
drugs,
yeah.
I just I can't, bro. You got to find someone else. Like
Yeah.
I don't even.
You gotta know
No,
how
I
to
have
say
nothing
no.
to do with
Locate
this
a
shit.
dealer for somebody.
Dude, I'm a bro. And if my bros need drugs, I'm gonna get the
Yeah, what if
drugs.
somebody- never gotten me
somebody went to
drugs.
visited you in LA and they go, "Hey, I don't have my medical card." Back then, you're like, "Can you get some edibles for me?"
I'm
Weed's
okay.
different.
That's too.
Weed's
yeah, I was gonna
different.
say
Weeds
now
are
you're doing
different.
the fucking
Yeah.
Fair. You're right.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah.
No, that's not true because the fucking weed vapes were killing people.
No.
Could be the
I
same.
I
It's
wouldn't do
different.
that
It's
either.
different.
If I knew good
Edibles
weed,
are
which
close.
I do,
Yeah.
weed, I'd be like, oh no, I know a guy.
But
I
even
do
an
that
edible
all the
though,
time.
you get somebody edible like, "Hey, that's 200 milligrams," and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Or if they go, "What does that mean?" They go,
Maybe.
"Oh, it means you don't need
Yeah.
this." You should tell them.
Tell them the
So
amount.
you got to go, "Hey, these are strong," you know.
I did.
Yeah.
I told him that.
You take a quarter.
I did. They were green Hulks, and I explained to him, "Hey, these are potent."
But you explained it to a blackout drunk.
Well, he wasn't drunk yet.
He wasn't drunk. Okay.
He wasn't
so
drunk when I
okay.
gave him the Xanax.
You
He
should have
drinks-
tested him though,
I should have tested him.
because
Whatever,
then
dude.
you would have 100% evidence to
it's
say.
fucking
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, you got to test your drugs.
yeah.
Those days are over.
For the flight home, I was like, I just took a lick off of the edge of it, and I slept the whole flight. So these things are like next level strong.
I mean, you should take them to some pharmacist and find out what you have here.
That's good.
Because, I mean, this sounds insane. First of all, I took Xanax for years. They're not big and long and green.
Yeah.
They're small and white.
Yeah, it's true. I think there was some fentanyl, something's going on with that pill, but I'll get rid of them. I'm gonna flush them.
Yeah, for Christ's sakes. I mean, this
Yeah.
could have been a horrible story,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I'm going to have to listen to what a genius you were because you died young, and that's going to be a whole thing. And
Yeah,
my
no.
God, this just random pill. I mean, that's like classic how you die.
Oh, you're right. River Phoenix.
Sorry, yeah. The full circle moment was that Joe List did kill Tony.
And you were on it?
I was on it. I was on
It's
it.
been on a few times.
Did you say something?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
called
have
him
to.
out. Joe List doesn't know me, but I'm actually familiar with Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, you and Mark Norman talked about me on your podcast one time.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
In what capacity?
Well,
I hope
Mark
it was all
secured
good.
some Xanax one time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And
From you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That also tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, y'all talked about it on Tuesdays with Stories.
What did I say anything bad? You look mad at me.
I'm not
Oh,
mad.
all right. I don't really know you.
No, you rightfully called me a piece of shit for giving him Xanax.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. No. He was telling you the story, and you said that they were probably laced with fentanyl, which,
Did I say that?
yeah. Well, maybe something along those lines.
I don't think I said that.
Well, we can go back and listen.
Wow.
Pull up my podcast.
Let's
would you?
review the tape.
Joe looks scared, dude. He looks scared. Like
He doesn't like conflict.
Yeah.
No, he does not seem like a confrontational
But also,
guy.
you got on a kill Tony mention. That's what Tony's looking for.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah, yeah.
anything interesting
Yeah.
about you. Yes.
Well, actually, you know what? It got so awkward. Like, I thought Joe would riff with me a little bit,
Yeah.
and it just got really awkward really quick. And Tony was like, "Oh, let's move on. Let's talk about your breeding kink more."
Let's go back to breeding kink for a second.
But I talked to Joe after, and I was like, "Hey, man, I was just fucking around. Like,
I don't-
no
I didn't
hard
know-
feelings
I
or
didn't know what
nothing."
your approach was.
You know?
And then they talked about you though.
And then
brought
they
it
talked
up.
about
Yeah.
it again
Yeah.
on Tuesdays with Stories.
Stories?
Is it nicer?
It was much nicer. Yeah. Joe was like very kind about it. It's a funny comic, and Mark was like very handsome too.
It's funny when you get a character like description of somebody like I hate them, and then you meet them like no, they're pretty nice.
Yeah.
You talking about
Yeah,
Davey?
because everyone in person generally is like not crazy.
Yeah.
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 Me and Joe might have to fight. I don't know.
Joe's also just defends his friends real hard, which is what you want.
Which is a bro. Like,
fuck
I don't
that
blame
guy
him at all
up,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You and Joe didn't make up? I thought you and Joe
No, we
made
made up. We're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah.
We still just might have to fight just for my honor.
Definitely test your drugs.